It's your girl C here, and today I'm gonna do a video about true crime / murder and mystery because of course, I love my murder and mystery. Like, I watch that so much, so I'm like, okay, hey, let me do a video about it because I love it so much. Okay, today's story takes place in Hinsdale, Pennsylvania. This story is about two brothers who are like madly in love with the same woman. And okay, so Joe Cilino is the oldest, he's 40, and Tony Cilino is the youngest, was 32 years old. So basically, Tony was so Tony met Brooke first. They fell in love when he fell in love with Brooke when she was a teenager. So they kind of like have like history there. So he fell in love when she was a teenager, and Tony was her everything, her knight in shining armor, her world. This guy was like so perfect for her. Like, you know how it is, like when you first like get in a relationship and you're just like, he's my everything. Like, so he was like kind of like that to her. And it's like, long story short, like they had a baby together and they named him Nico. A few years later, things got a little bit rocky and things a bit changed. Like, Tony became like very, very, very abusive. Like, when they first, everything was great when they first moved in together, got a house. They get an apartment together. Everything was great. And all of a sudden, you know how people be like when you move in with them, like their true colors like start to show and, get too comfortable and be themselves and, So basically, that's what happened with Tony. Tony got very comfortable. He started telling her what to do, what to wear, where to go. Like, he was like such a controlling boyfriend. Like, he controlled her life. Like, he didn't even want her to work outside the home. Like, he didn't want her to get a job outside. He used her cell phone account. Somehow he was following her every move. Wherever she went, he was tracking her cell phone calls, seeing who she was talking to. And like, he was just on Brooke. Like, he started using verbal abuse. Like, he started punching holes in the wall. Like, not only to mention they had a child together. So like, Brooke, she was like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. Like, you're too much for me. You're too much for me, Tony. Like, you're too much. So Brooke, she goes to the police station. She files a police report on him. She gets a restraining order. So, so he can't come near her because she feared for her life. Like, she was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I'm taking our son Nico with us. And I'm done. Like, if anybody out there that's in a relationship like that, I think you should leave. Like, it's not worth it, and it's just not. And you may think you're happy, but deep down inside you're not happy, and it's not a healthy relationship for anyone to go through. So Tony was like, no, you're not leaving. You're not taking our baby with us. If nobody can have you, if I can't have you, then nobody can. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that abusive guy. Like, if you know anybody like that, stay away from them at all times. So like, she called up, then Brooke, she called up Tony's brother Joe, and she calls him on the phone. She's like, yeah, I can't do this no more. Like, Tony, he's so abusive and he's punching holes in walls. I just can't do it anymore. I'm just ready to move on, and like I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't have a place to stay. So Joe was like, you know what, you can stay with us, you can stay with me, you and your son, and I'll make sure you guys are safe, and I'll make sure you get on your feet, get your job, and everything will be okay. You can just stay away from Tony as much as you can. You don't need a guy like that in your life. It's just not worth it, Brooke. So that's what Joe said, you know. So she moved in with Joe because of Tony. So they got in about a month later. Guess what happened? She fell in love with the guy. Like, she felt madly in love with him, and he felt madly in love with her, and they kicked it off. And I don't know who told, but somehow Tony found out, and boy, Tony was pissed. Like, he was extremely pissed. Like, he texted one of his friends and he was like, you know what, like, I'm just sick of Brooke. She got me feeling all over the place, and I loved her. How could she do this to me? How could she go with my own brother? And it was just messed up. And he was like, you know what, I'm gonna kill him. So, you know, he sent that to his friend James, like his best buddy. Like, James, he told him that. So I don't know how this happened, but Tony somehow found out that when they was driving in the car, like, they was going somewhere. Oh yeah, they were going, Brooke and Joe were going to, they moved to a new location. So they were going to, like, their new home. And so out of nowhere, they spot Tony. And so they, like, try to play it off and look the other way and keep driving. But Tony sees them, like, driving. And then while she's driving, he speeds up, like, directly behind her. Like, he's on her tail. Like, she's driving, she's nervous. And then Joe was like, whatever you do, don't go left. Just keep straight and go down that street down there. So she made a left, which Joe didn't even know it was a dead end. It took them to a dead end, and they were kind of like blocked, like they were messed up. Like, they were like, Tony kind of blocked them in because it was a dead end. It was like a little house, like, it's a wooded area, a little house on the road. And they're like, oh my goodness, like, we're messed up. So it was Joe. He got out the car and he went in the woods because he didn't want Tony to see he was in the car with them. So he dipped. He ran out the car. So Tony gets out the car. He has a gun, so he starts banging on the window. He's like, open this door. And he started cursing, yelling, threatening her. And she's like, mind you that she has her son Nico in the car. So they totally, like, fear for their lives. They, like, scared. And, you know, he's just banging on the window. Like, so Joe hears everything that Tony, like, saying, like, you know, yelling at her, threatening her. So he runs out the woods to protect her, and he just started, you know, he runs up on Tony, and then, you know, they start fighting, whatever. So he tells Brooke, go tell somebody, you know, that we all, you know the situation. So she drives off. He tells her to go ahead and go call 911. She drives off, and, you know, they start fighting, wrestling around. So Joe tries to take the gun from Tony, and he ends up getting shot in the chest. And he, you know, tries to survive, but he didn't make it. So he ended up, holding his chest, and he made it to, the little house that was there, and he knocks on the door trying to get help, but nobody came in time to save him. So he's just, minutes later, he just passed away. So, and Tony just looked at him, and he just got in his car, and he just like drove off. So, and then Brooke, she calls Tony and Joe, Cilino's mom, and she's like, they were out wrestling, and Tony had a gun, and he may have shot his brother Joe. So the mom, she calls 911, and she's like, my sons were in a fight, and he may have shot my other son. So she's like, because Brooke, when she called, she was so hysterical, and she was like, she feared for her life. So Joe, the two brothers' mom, she had called Tony, and she was like, Tony, you're gonna have to, whatever you do, don't do nothing stupid. You're gonna have to turn yourself in. You're gonna have to let the cops know what happened. So Tony, drives to the police station, and he gets out the car. He's like all covered in blood. He's bloody, and he walks in the police station, and he's like, me and my brother, we got into it, and I had to shoot him. And that was the messed up part about it. And I was like, wow, that story is just messed up. People say that story just kind of relate to the Cain and Abel story in the Bible, but it just was like, it was just messed up. Like, Tony could have, in another way, he could have just said, forget it, and just moved on, or let it be. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they go with your family, like, which I think is disgusting, like, let them have them. Like, it's not worth going to prison over somebody, but at the end of the day, she's living her life. She's at home, and you're in jail. You in prison the rest of your life. It's not worth it. So, yeah. So you guys, that's the end of the story. So, please tell me in the comments if you like the story, or do you like true crime, or if you want me to do more. Please let me know, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.